Welcome back to these apple pie, slice of pie videos YouTube page. So, of course, today is Q&A Wednesdays. So Q&A. So, of course, every week we do something different. Like sometimes I recommend a video, or I explain about my hobbies, or explain a good test for students to take. Today, we have a question page. So, of course, one of the questions students ask us a lot is, how many students is best in one class? Some parents think only one in a class, in an English class, is good. And so I should say this is different from university teaching. So this is for my English school. So I'll explain how many students in one class is best. So you can decide wherever you are in the world. So for your English school, is it good or not? So before I do that, please give us a like below so that we know that you're enjoying these videos and they help us to spread this knowledge to everybody else on the web. So, of course, the question is, yes, in a class with too many people, do you understand everybody's level? So, and some parents will ask, what's the best number of students in one class? And I'll say, so a lot of parents don't know this, but for most foreigners, at least in Japan, in my experience, I've trained a lot of foreigners here, and I've taught a lot of lessons, that it's much more difficult to teach a private lesson than it is to teach a group lesson. There's reasons for that. One is, in English, you should be active, and being active means you should play more games, and games, one student versus the teacher, it's not a fun game. You have to act like you're at the student's level, and it's difficult maybe for the student to enjoy and for the teacher to enjoy. So the group lesson, the more in the group lesson is better. And I would say a good rule of thumb, what I would say is at least 6 people. I recommend usually 9, but 6 is a good rule of thumb. So anything less than 6, you're hurting your English level. You're hurting your chances. The idea is practice makes perfect. Now, this is different than if you're studying a different kind of subject. But if you're studying a language subject or a sports or things like that, imagine learning how to play baseball by yourself. Of course, you can go to the batting cage, but a real team, opponents, and maybe 9 people on each team, that's much more useful. So when I say 6 people, what I would say is, if your English class right now has 3 people, your English is only 50% as effective. You're learning. If it's only one person in the class, it's a private class. Like, oh, I want private for my students or for my child. I want a private class for my child. Well, that's only 1/6 as good. So what I mean by that is, if you have 6 people in your class and you study English for 1 year, if you were in a private class, only one student in the class, you'd have to study English for 6 years to get the same effect. So 1 year versus 6 years. So 6 years you have to study to equal 1 year in a group class with 6 people. If there's 3 people in your class, well, that's half. So 1 year, it would take you 2 years to get to the same level. So this person goes 1 year, you take 2 years to get to the same level. So if 9, my English school is usually 9. If 9 people, then that means you have 1.5 chances faster. So instead of, if 6 people takes 1 year of English, if you have 9 people in your class, in 1 year, you've actually studied for a year and a half. So you can get 1 year of study done in 8 months, because the more people, the better. And the reason is, like I said earlier, games matter, and playing games, and it's more fun and interactive. But also, this is why sports have teams. You can watch every other classmate make mistakes. As an adult learner, when I try to learn Japanese 101, it's almost impossible to learn. But when I say, oh, you can see the classmates, oh, that's a good point, or that's a bad point. You can see their strengths and their weaknesses, and it helps you, and it helps you learn more. Some parents think that because you're by yourself with a teacher, you can talk more. It's not true. It's you get to talk as much in a group class, or probably more, because you can talk with your classmates. You can understand your classmates. You'll help them. They'll help you. And that helps much faster, and you'll move much better. So again, the best rule of thumb is there should be 6 people. If it's a math or science class, that would be different. Those are techniques or tricks or strategies that help you do better at those things. But if it's an art class, which languages are an art or sports or PE or musics, anything like that, 6 people, at least 6 people. That's why I think piano classes in Japan, private piano classes, I don't think they work. successfully. I've seen a lot of kids go years and still not great at studying. I think every piano class should be a group class where the teacher's up front and they give them lessons. And again, like English, they can learn from each other. Okay, thanks again for joining these videos. I hope that answered some parents' questions out there. And don't forget to subscribe and to watch some other Q&A videos here. And of course, some other videos on our channel up here. And I'll see you tomorrow again with your language journey. Have a good day. See you.